The Kamakura Shogunate was a military dictatorship in Japan, headed by the shoguns. It lasted just under 150 years and became a decentralized feudal state, recognizing the emperor and shogun but not unified. The beginning was marked by Minamoto Yoritomo, who seized certain powers from the aristocracy in 1185 after the Genpei War. What happened before he seized power was that Japan was divided into provinces ruled by daimyo, who made their own private militaries of samurai, who became an elite warrior class. They conformed to the Bushido code of conduct honor from the peasants in the region. Because of these private armies, fighting began between the regions and the samurai rose as a central control. Minamoto was the first samurai himself, began winning over the loyalty of samurai from other regions until he basically made the daimyo and emperor figureheads with no power and seized control of Japan, claiming the title of shogun. Thought the emperor still existed, all the power went to the shogun and all the samurai answered to him. The other classes under the shogun were in order: daimyo, samurai, and peasants, which are farmers, fishermen, and merchants. As for the role of women in aristocracy would participate in politics but could not become a samurai, while non-aristocracy women would become samurai but had no answer to men at the same rank as her. The Kamakura Shogunate was one of the most successful and violent regimes in Japanese history, claiming 25 different leaders and many success in battle and technological advances in warfare. Warfare wasn't the only thing the society was known for, though it also led to some of the most extravagant architectural structures in the history of Japan, like temples and shrines, and Daibutsuyo and Senshuyo architectural styles, which were designed to protect against environmental conditions such as the impact of earthquakes and heavy rainfall. Some other art forms included sculptures, calligraphy, and paintings. In addition, two new sections of Buddhism were introduced: the Zen sect, followed by samurai, the leading social class, and the intolerant and radical Lotus Sutra sect. Kamakura Shogunate had a land-based economy with agriculture advancing in the mid-1200s. The farmer developed a two-crop system, flooding fields in the late May to plant rice, which they harvested in October, which they drained their fields and planted grains, and with greater harvests, they participated in an increase in trade. They mostly traded within the country at markets, but they also exchanged goods with China. The society was highly militaristic, which values such as physical courage, personal or family alliances, loyalty, and ritualized combat. If feudalist ties relied on group and individual loyalties, and its legacy was group consciousness, in which the collective decision-making teams were eventually linked to the state. The most significant of their battles are two attacks they sustained from the Mongols. The defensive war, while unifying, feeding Japanese lores, and helping to create a national identity out of politically decentralized environmental, took a huge toll financially on the Kamakura. In the first invasion, the Mongols withdrew because of bad weather. During the second invasion, the Japanese were able to maintain a strong defense for several weeks, but again, the Mongols withdrew because of bad weather. However, the consequences of many years of war preparations against the Mongols were fatal to the Kamakura government, since they resulted only in expenditures and no profit. Soon after the blow-up by 1333, they finally succumbed to financial problems, bought war preparations, and inability to fund warriors and powerful lords who became disloyal. The Emperor Kodaigo was able to restore imperial power and overthrow Kamakura Shogunate.